I recently heard a statistic that 60,000 real estate agents have gotten out of the industry in the first half of 2023. And lots more are to come. And even in the first year, 87% of real estate agents fail in their first year. Literally blew my mind when I heard that statistic, and so many others. Today, I'm going to share with you some of the roadblocks and some of the barriers that people have getting into the real estate space, and really how you can avoid some of those roadblocks and how you can break through those. And we're going to hop into it right now. Mariah Koehle here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your very first time here. I'm a licensed and active real estate agent and coach, and this channel is literally everything you need to know about how to build and scale your business the modern way by leveraging the power of social media. If that is of interest to you, consider subscribing down below and make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you're notified every week I drop a new video. I hear from people like you all the time who are looking to build and scale their business the modern way, but just don't know how. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and I would absolutely love to chat with you and see how we can take your business to the next level. And this channel is literally all for you. So drop a comment down below, message me, let me know what kind of videos you want me to shoot, what kind of topics you want me to shoot, and I will start making videos on the things that you want me to cover. Recently, I was talking with a mastermind group that I am a part of, and they were talking about how 60,000 real estate agents have gotten out of the business in the first part of 2023. And I literally was sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so sad. I can't believe that. And then there was another statistic that was thrown out that 87% of real estate agents that get into the business their first year end up failing. And it honestly broke my heart, because I know so many of those people that have gotten into the business, they got in for, different reasons. And many of them would love to have, continued on that path and that career, but for one reason or another have decided to, move on. I'm going to share with you some personal stories so you can get an idea of like the roadblocks that I have gone through, and some of those things. And, I look at where I am today, and if I were to have, thought I would have been where I am today 17 years ago, I would have been like, you're kidding me. You're no way. Like, this is not even possible. So let me rewind. 17 years ago, actually probably 18 years ago, my husband and I bought our first home, probably 18. And I remember going through the process and I was like, this was so fun. Like I loved, the negotiating. I loved the, finding the homes and the search and the, I loved the whole process. And after we went through it, I was an elementary teacher at the time. And I told my husband, I was like, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to get my real estate license. I'm going to still teach, but I definitely want to explore this avenue. So long story short, I ended up getting my license shortly after we bought our home. And I hung my license with a boutique brokerage. My husband was doing their taxes at the time. And he's like, oh yeah, you can just, you can hang your license there. And I ended up getting a box of business cards, and literally that was and I'm, paying the $50 a month. And that literally was the last I pretty much heard of them. And I just remember thinking okay, I don't know what I don't know. So I don't even know where to start. I have zero educational experience when it comes to real estate, marketing, a business background. Everything was education, right? And so because it was such a tiny little brokerage, it wasn't like they were holding trainings. They weren't having, weekly, monthly meetings. They're the technology piece. They didn't have a CRM. They didn't have a DocuSign. They just didn't have the tools. It was basically just a place to hang your license. And so let's just say I basically did not do anything for years. And I still I hung my license, I hung, had it there, but I just didn't know what to do. So I didn't tell anybody I had my real estate license. I just didn't do anything. And I kept teaching elementary school. And I just thought one day my phone would start ringing and somebody would want my help with a home sale. Well, guess what? It just doesn't happen that way. Thankfully, I kept my license current for all of so many years. And I just remember okay, every 5 years, and I had gotten it in California, and every 5 years, I just would make sure I would renew it. And finally one time, my next door neighbor had moved into the area, and she was a real estate agent. We started talking and she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy. I literally just need an assistant to like go do this open house and to do this and do this. And I was like, I'm your person. Like, I would love to do like, that is exactly what I want to do. She's like, what? You have your real estate license? I didn't even know you had your real estate license. I'm like, I know, I'm a secret agent. She's like, oh my gosh. So I quickly became an unsecret agent, and I literally just like did whatever she said. It was like, Mariah, okay, I need you to go hold this open house here. You know what? We're going to go on a listing presentation. We're going to go do that. And I kind of just, I shadowed her and I watched what she did. And I went, oh, okay. Like now I see. And she's like, okay, what do your social media accounts look like? And I'm like, I think I have a Facebook account, but that was it. And she's like, okay, so you're going to have to like, and so we kind of went through these different steps of like different things that she's like, I think you're going to want to probably do this. And if you want to sell just in this neighborhood, then we need to start farming this neighborhood. And that's what this would look like. And you need to develop flyers and all the things. And I'm like, oh, this is why my phone's not ringing. Oh, and this is what nobody knows. Oh, I need to let people know that I am a real estate agent. There's the saying, the best marketer wins. And that is very common of like, hey, if nobody knows that you're an agent, there's a good chance that you're going to run right into that roadblock every single time. So number one is lead generation. Most people and most real estate agents end up getting out of the business simply because they do not have any clients. For me, that was the major stumbling block in the beginning is I didn't have any clients. So I didn't have anybody to practice on. I didn't have anybody to try it, anybody to practice. But on the flip side, I wasn't lead generating. I was not doing things every single day to generate clients. So if you are figuring out, this is what my schedule looks like, I can allot 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours to lead generation daily. When you start doing that, that will compound over time. When that compounds over time, you will start seeing a ripple effect that, it takes place in your business. So I started showing up and I started doing these different things day after day after day. Well, you're never going to believe it. A couple months later, all of a sudden I get my first listing. Oh, I get another listing. Oh, I get another buyer. And honestly, it was probably a 90 to probably almost like a 3 to 4 month window. Like start doing daily action, right? And then all of a sudden it happens. Well, here was the kicker for me and my business. I started building this business, and then all of a sudden, things are going. I've got listings, I've got buyers. We're going, right? And then all of a sudden, my family and I, during COVID, we decided, hey, you know what? I think we're going to move. And in fact, we're not staying in San Diego. We're actually moving out of state. We're going to a new place, and where we don't know anyone. So we decided, let's pick up our family and move to Utah. And so that is exactly what we did. In a city, in a town, in an area where we literally did not know one single person. And I remember thinking like, this is so scary. And do I restart my real estate business? So when you talk about roadblocks for my, to begin with, it was lead generation. Well, now I'm moving to a new city, a new state, right? I don't know anybody. And that is when all of a sudden I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't know anyone, so I can't lean on a sphere, right? And so I'm going to have to try some of these, what I thought of like, these are going to be building a business the modern way. And that is when I decided to heavily lean into social media, specifically Instagram, and then into YouTube. And as I started showing up day after day after day after day, week after week after week, month after month, and year after year, all of a sudden this 6-figure business has blossomed. And it honestly, and we've only been here a few years, and I feel like it is like a rocket ship waiting to take off. And again, I'm a mom of 4, so I am working in little pockets of my day, but I realize I'm like, oh, I'm able to build this on my own schedule, on my own time, in pockets of my day. But if you have the right tools, if you have the right leverage, if you're doing those simple daily actions every day, I'm telling you, will be able to build an incredibly powerful and successful business. So for me, in the beginning, the roadblock was lead generation, not knowing how to do it. Second roadblock was, oh, we're moving to a new state in a new area. And then really coming out of it, realizing that the more effort I put in, and not only the more effort, but like really being super mindful of the activities that I'm doing, the money-making activities that I'm doing, that is when, that's when the leads start coming in. That's when they start coming to you instead of, it's more, instead of a reactive, it's a proactive way. And so those leads start coming to you. So hopefully this is helpful. Everybody has roadblocks in their business. So if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. There's probably a good chance I have been in your exact same shoes, and let's work through how you can get through this. And again, wishing you a fabulous day. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Let's chat, and wishing you a good one. Bye.